It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Dave. I'm a liberal.
Oh no. Why?
Liberal elites are the brightest and best people to make decisions for everyone else.
So you think the answer is to give the rich and powerful elites even more power and influence?
Yes,
But I thought Democrats were in favor of empowering the working class?
that was before the working class became anti-intellectual and started voting against their self-interest.
Surely you don't want other people controlling you?
They won't. I forgot to mention, I'm one of the elites.
Are you confident about that?
Yes. Also, Republicans are selfish and greedy and don't want to help people.
How so?
They want low taxes so they can keep more money for themselves.
It would be selfish if I only wanted my own taxes to be low. But how is it selfish to want everyone else to have lower taxes? Isn't it selfish to take money from other people and tell them what to do?
Not if you do it to help them.
When I want to help people, I give money to charity.
That's why you will never change the world. Government programs are much better.
When was the last time a government program helped you?
Cash for clunkers.
Did you really use cash for clunkers, or is that the only name you can remember?
I almost used it. It almost helped me.
I see.
Also, I will eventually receive Social Security.
Do you really think Social Security will still be functioning by the time you retire?
It's possible.
I have a feeling that Social Security is another program that will almost help you.
Republicans are bad because they are against gay marriage.
I think there should be one institution dedicated solely to bringing together men and women and bridging the gap between the sexes. Is that so wrong?
Yes. Gays need to marry each other. You are a bigot if you disagree.
Hillary Clinton and President Obama are against gay marriage. Are they bigoted?
No. They only pretend to be bigots to get elected. If America were a better place, they could reveal how tolerant they truly are. Also, Republicans are against science.
How so?
They are creationists.
And you're not?
Of course not. I am an atheist.
How do you think the universe began?
It appeared very suddenly. There were tremendous forces involved.
You think the world magically appeared out of nothing? Doesn't that make you a creationist?
No. It was science, not magic. It took a really long time.
Describing something in cold and impersonal terms and saying it took a really long time doesn't make it science.
They're still working out the details.
I'm sure that will take a really long time as well.
The important thing is evolution took place.
How do you think life began?
Non-living matter came to life, and then it evolved.
But I'm asking how it came to life in the first place?
They're still working out the details.
So you think that your most distant ancestor was a patch of dirt that magically came to life? Are you sure that you are not a creationist?
It took a really long time. Republicans also deny the threat of global climate change.
Don't you mean global warming?
We prefer the term climate change now.
Are you hedging your bets in case it gets colder?
Either way, it will kill us all, unless we do something drastic right now.
How do you know?
The scientists say so. Also Al Gore.
Have any environmental scientists ever made predictions that actually came true?
They built all of our technology, so of course we should trust them.
No, engineers and doctors built our technology. Environmental scientists are the guys who said that by the year 2000 all the world's rainforests would be gone.
Sometimes they have to exaggerate to raise public awareness.
Are they exaggerating now?
Don't be ridiculous. They would never do that.
So when is global warming going to kill us all?
Maybe 30 or 40 years.
So we won't know if the predictions of the environmental scientists are wrong until long after they have retired or received tenure at their universities.
We must act now.
I've noticed that you like to invoke the name of science, but you don't actually use the scientific method.
There's no time for that. I am trying to save the planet.
From what?
Everything.
That must be exhausting.
Yes. But it can also be rewarding.
Rewarding to the insiders who make billions off trading carbon credits, while everyone else's energy prices skyrocket.
It would also set a good example to other countries. And if we put enough money into green energy research, we can have affordable cars that run on sunlight.
What's your opinion of missile defense systems?
A pipe dream that will never happen. Why do you ask?
No reason.
Republicans are too patriotic. They don't understand the horrible things that our country has done.
Can you give an example?
Slavery.
The Republican Party was founded to stop that. America was not in favor of slavery, just the Democrats.
America treated women as second-class citizens.
The Republican Party got women the right to vote. The Democrats tried to stop them.
Segregation. The KKK. Jim Crow laws.
The Democrats were responsible for all of those things.
Attacking the Native Americans.
Democrats.
Internment of Japanese Americans.
Democrats.
Democrats back then are like the Republicans now.
No. They're not. You don't get to trade histories just because your party's history is bad.
But the Democrats have changed. We are the good guys now.
I see. So because you are the good guys as of about 5 minutes ago, we should always assume you are on the right side of history from now on.
We are. The Democratic Party will become a permanent majority because of changing demographics.
By that you mean there will be more Hispanics.
Yes. It's not my opinion, it's math. Political scientists say the Democrats are destined to win.
When will that happen?
In 40 years, when whites will no longer be the majority.
So all you have to do is hold on for another 40 years.
Yes. I can't wait.
Because in 40 years the country will have the same demographics that the state of Texas already has now.
Yes. The country will be like Texas. The Democrats can't lose.
It's a good thing that in 40 years all the political scientists who made this prediction will be retired or have tenure. If they survived global warming, I mean.
Republicans are bad because they are against affirmative action.
Can you think of any good reason to discriminate against people for being white or Asian?
White people deserve to be punished for their history of discrimination.
That's the history of the white Democrats, remember? White Republicans opposed them.
Distinguishing between good and bad white people would be an administrative burden.
So why should we discriminate against Asians?
Their test scores are too high. They work too hard.
Maybe that's because affirmative action requires Asians to get higher and higher test scores to get into college.
We will break them eventually. Then we will all be equal.
I can see how much you enjoy helping people.
Affirmative action is only temporary.
Really? When will it end?
Maybe in 20 years.
Didn't people say that 20 years ago? And the 20 years before that?
I'm too young to remember that.
Is it possible that the programs won't end and that your children and grandchildren will be discriminated against?
Only if there is still an achievement gap.
Don't you guarantee an achievement gap when you require some groups of people to work harder than others?
That's a risk I'm willing to take. Let's wait and see what happens.
Let's not. When your program fails, you'll say things would have been even worse without it.
I would never do that. Unless the experts agreed.
Who are the experts on affirmative action?
Other liberals.
Are you perpetuating the achievement gap so that you can isolate black voters and continually promise them a rescue that never arrives?
Not intentionally. We are the good guys now.
Didn't Martin Luther King say that we should judge people by the content of their character rather than...
Please stop. I know what you are going to say. I hate that quote. I wish he never said that.
Sorry.
Affirmative action is necessary to fight anti-black discrimination.
If anti-black discrimination is so rampant, then why are immigrants from Africa so economically successful?
I think you may be a racist.
Why?
Because you think people of all races can succeed in America.
If it's any consolation, I also think people of all races can fail.
The Tea Party is racist.
How do you know?
Because they are a bunch of old white men afraid of losing their power.
The only old white men who lost their power are the ones who were defeated by Tea Party candidates in the Republican primaries.
That's right. Wait, what?
Did you notice that the Tea Party candidates were more likely to be younger, or women, or members of minority groups?
Yes.
How can that be, if the Tea Party is racist?
Racism is very subtle these days. But the Tea Party shows how racist it is by opposing illegal immigration.
What's your position on securing our nation's borders?
I'm against it.
Can you think of any country that doesn't control its borders?
Mexico.
Well, even Mexico has troops on its southern borders. Are you sure the reason you want open borders isn't because you assume Mexican immigrants will eventually vote for Democrats?
Not at all. I'm just a humanitarian.
You must really believe in the American dream.
Not really.
Would you change your mind about open borders if immigrants voted heavily for the Republican Party?
They would never do that.
But what if they did?
Then I would say there are limits to any policy.
So it's racist to control the borders like every other country in the world, but it's not racist to base your policy on stereotypes about how immigrants will vote?
Not if the political scientists agree. Also, almost all black congressmen are Democrats,
nearly all of whom were elected from racially gerrymandered districts. Of the handful of black congressmen elected from majority white districts, about a quarter are Republicans, backed by the Tea Party. From the South.
Those black Republicans are sellouts?
Right, because it is so much easier to be black if you are a Republican. You haven't even learned the names of those congressmen yet, and you have already begun insulting them.
I'm sorry. But you know how much I hate it when people vote against their self-interest.
What are your plans for the future?
I am going to advocate for change to help people.
What if people don't want your help, or if they disagree with your ideas?
Confused people like that are the ones who need my help the most.
Are you sure your ideas will actually help, and not lead to unintended consequences?
Yes. I am a liberal. We are never wrong.
Are you really infallible, or do you just surround yourself with other liberals, and get all of your information from liberal media?
It's not an echo chamber. The New York Times is for everyone. Reality has a liberal bias.
Then why do liberals have to keep changing their name from progressive to liberal and back? Why isn't liberalism more popular, if it has a history of always being right?
The right-wing media has scared people away.
What right-wing media?
Fox News.
Is that all? One cable TV channel?
And Rush Limbaugh.
So the collective wisdom, intelligence, and truth from the vast body of liberalism has been subverted by a cable channel and a guy on EM radio?
And Matt Drudge put a website on the internet.
Is it an attractive-looking website?
No. But they also have Glenn Beck.
Now that tips the balance. A guy on late afternoon TV who cries and eats pies. The truth could never stand against such overwhelming odds.
You are making fun of me.
Yes.
Everyone would be a liberal, if only America weren't so dumb.
You think everyone in the country is dumb?
Well, no, only the people who disagree with me.
How do you know it isn't the other people who are right, and you liberals who are wrong?
Other liberals told me so.
Before you advocate for something that you think will help others, would you consider alternative points of view?
Why would I consider incorrect points of view? I'm sorry, Dave, I'm afraid I can't do that.
It's been a pleasure meeting you.